9/11, Ron.
Give tomorrow all the things I worked for all my life.
Oh, it's painful not to remember that day.
To start
I have to remember.
With just my children and my wife, I'll thank my lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause it ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Yeah, you should have took that out.
Should have took that out.
Me too.
Yeah, should have took that out.
So, what do you think, Ron? I've been seeing a lot of stuff. But shoot, I've been seeing stuff for the last 23 plus years on whether it's true, whether it's not true. In fact, there's some folks living in my neighborhood that doubt it ever happened.
I would say to those people,
because it definitely happened.
It definitely happened.
The planes actually hit the building.
Absolutely.
And the planes actually hit the Pentagon.
Absolutely.
And the plane is actually so far deep in the field at Shanksville that you can't see it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to see where you stood on the whole event.
You know, I've seen the videos. I've heard the controversy on. It was AI. It was a big government conspiracy. But we've had talks in the past. Where's the plane parts? Where's the wing? Where's the seat? Where's the teddy bear that fell from the sky? And
well, it was interesting that they had the passport of one of the hijackers from the first plane within 5 minutes. That somehow that passport fell from the sky and landed in front of a reporter, and they had that guy's passport within 5 minutes before the building even fell.
Wow.
It's just kind of interesting there. At least that's what I read.
Do you believe the plane actually hit? Or do you believe it was actually imploded from the inside, exploded from the inside?
What I believe is I don't know what I believe. I believe that the people that are coming out with and have come out with alternate explanations,
like different angles. You see the different angles where it's coming from you see the angle where it came from the side, the street side.
Yep.
And you see before it was exploding, before the actual plane impacted.
So I got to give. I've got to be open-minded enough to say that they bring up some interesting points.
Some value.
I'm not going to call them all crackpots. Some of them are crackpots, but if you go back and look at the events leading up to and directly after, there's a lot of political powers at play.
Yeah.
And a lot of end games that.
So do you think it's a cover-up? Like as far as, hey, it was happening and the government's like, hey, we don't want to scare the rest of the world, so we're going to try to cover up as best as possible.
I don't know, but it's just, there's too many things around. Like the earlier in the month, I was looking at some videos, trying to get some different perspective. And there was actually a video out there called The Fifth Plane, the plane that the government never told you about. And they are interviewing the pilots and the flight attendants that were on that plane. The plane never took off, but if you go back and watch that video, the people that were on that plane and the FBI actually are saying that plane was going to be a fifth plane that was targeted.
But they stopped
it before it took off.
So it was supposed to be going. We don't even know where it was supposed to go.
Did they arrest anybody on the plane?
No, they cleared the plane, but the FBI ended up taking the pilot and all the flight attendants to a interrogation room, and they interrogated them for several hours. And you got to go watch that video. You got to go. Was there a book? There might have even been a book written about it. The fifth plane that the government never told us about. Right. There's also some other interesting stuff. I know planes fly at 500 plus miles an hour, but the fact that the plane crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and it hit so hard that it got buried under the earth. I mean, I have seen a lot of plane crashes, and it's unlikely that it hits and the entire thing goes under the dirt.
Maybe it was some soft dirt.
When it hit, did it or did it not explode?
I don't know.
Where's the pieces?
There weren't any videos out there. There wasn't a lot of cameramen like in New York.
Well, when they said it hit, I didn't remember them saying they picked up.
Well, guys, let me say
the
something.
crash site. Where's the crash site?
I was in the funeral business for about 10 years. I've seen people get cremated.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the intense heat from a cremation that can liquefy your bones and leave nothing but dust, when that plane is loaded with jet fuel, it's not going to be nothing left. Everything is going to be disintegrated. It's not going to be any aluminum left, but that's going to, above a certain Fahrenheit, it's going to melt away. The seats, everything on that plane is going to deteriorate.
Yeah, but
the bones are going to, the people's skeletons are not even going to be there anymore.
I believe that. But what about scrapping them? We didn't see stuff blow up all the time. It's still scrapping them.
A plane is mainly built out of aluminum. It's gonna turn it and melt away from the intense heat.
So you haven't seen any airplanes on fire that survived the fire?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them.
Now, a plane crash is different than a plane exploding.
Well, that's what
a plane crash is going to be pieces. But if it crashes and blows up,
but
it's not going to be nothing left.
But the initial contact, as soon as there's a plane, if a plane nosedive into a ground, does it initially explode as soon as it hit the ground?
It depends on how it hits.
The one in Pennsylvania, what I've read, and you guys comment and tell me if you've seen something different, that the pilot actually turned the plane upside down
to
before it hit.
So they were upside down.
So
technically they hit at an angle
with the belly up,
which means that everything else was on.
But the fuel is stored on the wings.
Yeah.
The fuel isn't stored in the nose.
Mm-hmm.
So if it turned upside down,
and it hit,
whether it turned upside down or not,
it still didn't hit the wings first.
The wings are on the side. You've got those blow up if they're still full of fuel. But what happened to the entire length of the airplane?
Everything is disintegrated?
I don't think so. I think even you said the other day you think that they found parts of that plane in Pennsylvania.
They did find some parts of the plane.
And they took it to some secure secure place, and they did eventually find the black box from that plane.
Oh, okay.
And you got to remember, with all the videos and everything going out, 9/11 is still not totally declassified yet.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
So there would be no real videos or anything on the pieces they did pick up. We would never see those pieces anyway.
Well, what about the hitting the Pentagon? See, I think I've got more problems with the Pentagon than I did. Well, I got problems with
the Pentagon didn't hit and blow up.
So where's all the footage? Where's all the footage from the Pentagon?
That's probably not getting released.
It's still in a secure location. They probably won't be released.
20 years.
When did they release the John F. K. and the Marilyn Monroe stuff and all that?
Well, now,
it's still in archives.
Now I agree that people standing out with Kennedy in Dallas are using cameras like this.
Yeah, said that already.
And I agree that we got everybody alive in 2025 has got cameras with them every second of the day.
Right.
24 years ago, we're depending mostly on reporters and tourists, but there's got to be more non-government footage out there.
Everything that got posted on the internet got wiped. Most of that stuff got wiped.
Yeah, money get wiped.
I mean, they got to protect military intelligence. Most of that stuff got wiped. The stuff that's allowed to be on the internet right now, they're allowed to be on the internet. They would have been scrubbed that.
Yeah,
I know for a fact they've been scrubbed that. Now, I'm sure that there was stuff that got posted. I'm sure it was people.
It was
that
people
posted
who saw it that testified about the jets following the commercial airline. You know what I'm saying?
And they
eventually came out.
They even got phone conversations from people actually on the plane calling their loved ones when they got, and some of that stuff got taken away. Besides that one gentleman that called his wife before he tried to take over the plane. I forget the gentleman's name. That he was talking to his wife and they was getting ready to take. Was it the second plane or the first plane? I think it was the second plane. Where getting ready, or the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania or whatever.
Yeah, I'm on the record saying an event happened, but I don't know that there's anybody, maybe a select few, that really know why it was allowed to happen and the events leading up to it. I don't think 3 or 4 people or a dozen people came over and unknowingly slipped through the system and got their pilot's license out in the Midwest.
They knew about all that.
I know. So at some point, something could have been
and it wasn't supposed to go down that day either. For some reason, they rushed.
Because they probably knew somebody was finding out about it.
Right. But it wasn't supposed to go down on 9/11. It was planned. I mean, the plan was far greater than what actually happened.
I was about to say, it's multiple planes. It wasn't just those.
Exactly.
It was more than 5 planes.
You know.
You know, telling how many planes they actually planned on getting.
And one of the main guys who helped the pilots get the license and get in school, he's still living today. Yep. They never could bring charges on him. But yet, we had several people in an undisclosed location interrogating them. People who had nothing to do with 9/11, we had them locked up. But this one guy who definitely helped them get their license.
But did he know what they were going to do? I mean, I'm going to take your side.
He said he had no clue what they was going to do.
Well, it was unheard of. It was unheard of for that kind of demographic to have a pilot's license.
Yeah.
At that time, it was unheard of.
And there's a lot of difference between flying a crop duster
and then flying a
commercial jetliner.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So for him, he had to have some kind of. I don't want to say involvement.
I think he should have went.
Awareness.
I think he definitely should have went to get money.
Oh yeah, we would have seen him.
He never spent one day in a
facility or institution.
Right.
I'd still like to, I understand there's no footage out in Pennsylvania because you don't have any reporters and tourists standing in an open field.
Right. Waiting on the plane.
Waiting for an airplane to fly over.
Yeah.
But the Pentagon, I mean, come on.
Too many cameras.
I think after 24 years, guys, there should be
I think it's still classified.
It's got to be. I mean, otherwise we'd be seeing it. But I just the plane hitting the Pentagon leaves a lot more questions with me than the other incidents.
Is it footage of the plane hitting the Pentagon?
I don't think I've seen it.
I don't think so. All that you see is fire and rescue going in to recover from the initial damage. At least what I've seen. Maybe that if you guys have seen footage of something hitting the Pentagon, please drop us a link. We'd love to see it. We'd love to share it. I don't think any of us sitting here believe that something didn't happen that day, but at least personally, I've got a lot of questions that are unanswered. If you've got theories or questions that are unanswered, we'd love to hear them.
Do our best.
Follow and click the link below.